Welcome to our lovely future humans and the 5D collective, to those who get to be their self the smart way, or not. But being yourself actually is smart, stable, mature, adaptive, rational, teachable. I learned all about acronyms. Thanks, Dr. Dan Siegel. And as an 8-year-old, I said, I'm going to help people when I grow up. And I'm doing that by sharing stories and perspectives, and also for those who do mentorship, personal spiritual growth, but also I'm all attachment trauma educated. So let's begin with God. He is amazing, and the ones who don't understand him, well, it's okay. Akash source, amazing. Cosmic karmic balancing. Anyone know what it means to live Dharma? 5D living. So Maria uses words, but they really don't mean much. Sometimes I use them wrong, but they do mean something, as one of those who is in the group of the enlightened ones. The high priestesses, this is not a special gift, by the way. The scientists, they have their words too. I'm just a woo-woo pseudoscience. Okay, so as an 8-year-old, I would have never imagined I'm gonna have clairs. Spiritual gifts, magical powers. They're not magical, but it is an honor to let you know I've seen cosmic karmic balancing happen in the flesh, yes, but obviously you're going to have to take my subjective experience for it. So, means that everybody has a different journey. However, I do know the 5D body type. They're all emotional masters, emotion intelligent, and emotionally mature. So that's why you can't help someone who doesn't want to be helped, which is where I actually know that we support each other. When someone said, well, why would they need you to be their self as a mentor? Because they want to grow more emotional and mentally intelligent. Wouldn't you want to use your superpower of the mammalian heritage? I'm just saying. So science is the realm that proves how the embodied brain works. I'm just a messenger of God with Jesus, Holy Spirit, and that's Maria's way, obviously, because I'm not welcomed by all, as I was informed by someone who still believes in demonic possession, because as they told him, God doesn't need science, and as I am a child of God, I'm like, yeah, we know that, but that doesn't mean it denies the actual, not only explanation, but the proof. Okay, so when people cherry pick what they like and don't like, those are called emotionally immature human beings, all of them. Now we have therapists for the parents who will admit to themselves that they're emotionally immature, or somehow they get there with their children, and that's really great because we already had Patrick Tian helping those who want to heal from their childhood trauma so they can stop why the CPTSD isn't getting better, or they could stop also being a hostile doomsdayer. Are we good? What was it? A ghost, and there's another one. Hostile doomsdayer, are we good? Ghosts. There's one more I forget. But did I say that one? So, long story short, the doomsdayer, I'm wondering if those are the ones who watch the clock, the doomsday clock. So, in the meantime, whatever human being needs is not tolerance or compassion. That's totally true, Sadhguru, but acceptance and respect, which is why God chimes in with me. Scientists with Determine and Robert Sapolsky too. So essentially, anyone who wants help can get it. Anyone who doesn't want it won't get it. Anyone who thinks that being emotionally immature is the smart way to be their self is pretending. We leave those who are not able to handle the depths of their emotional plane. It's not because they don't feel, no, they just don't handle the depths of their emotional plane. The insula is underactive. So it's a very, very, very important decision that is made by human beings who want help, and I've met a bountiful of them who I honor and respect. In fact, they get called names by the same human beings who say that narcissists aren't healable because their colleagues are all against them. People who say lack of imagination for evil. People want to continue saying we don't forgive, and I mean, again, everybody has their thing that they're upset about, but you accept and respect all, because that's what emotionally intelligent, mature, securely attached, non-traumatized human beings who are using their prefrontal cortex. So a grown-up of oneself, which means you're using the smart brain of yours, because bilateral, vertical, overall, that's so. When I was 8, I didn't know that I was going to help people like this. Now that I do, I'm like, yeah, this is going to be fun because we're inspiring human potential. I always planned big. I'm like, I'm going to help people by sharing the keys to inner growth and you following your heart. Why do they need you? Again, they don't need me. They want me. Not me. Not only me. No, no. No, please, let's not confuse things. It's not what we're talking about. No. Mindset is everything. And willpower does win. But that's because you chose yourself first, which means you're selfish, like any other person will tell you. Yes. And that's exactly why I laugh every time I see, okay, hey, Cusco, what's up? You got two hands. Nope, no, I see the third. Oh, look, there's the fifth. Oh, wow, wow, wow. Now, I don't need a model to handle you because I got all those hands when I was a teenager. Okay, so by the time I'm 8, I don't know I'm going to get clears. By the time I'm 16, I know there's backstabbers, cowards, liars. By the time I'm 20, there's no Lucifer. I'm 45. 0.0 version. You think that an empowered, feminine, divine, anything is going to get tested? I repeat, do you think? I'm just going to let you know, when I didn't know anything about attachment trauma education, guess who was being protected from who? Just going to let you know, I have a plaque. It's called Bossy, Bossy. So, yes, thank you, Sadhguru. As God reminds me, and so does Sadhguru, and so does Peter Levine and Bezel van der Kolk, every human being is afraid of one thing. It's called rejection. Like my facade friend proved to me, who lied to me again after I told him in his face, after talking very seriously, might I add. So what's really heartbreaking, it's not disappointing. It's heartbreaking because we bond from the heart. So when people close you out, and they close you out because they're closed out of themselves, you see what I'm saying? Okay, so people who don't want help won't get it, and that's okay. The ones of us who are like-hearted, you're going to be back here because it's really fun to be able to self-regulate and to say, don't fuck with me. I love it, Dr. Dan. I know you don't use it, but... and yeah, don't fuck with my biosphere. Thanks also to real. It's not because another will have to regulate in our ventral vagal state. It's because we learn how to do the thing called, it's okay, 1-year-old, 3-year-old, it's cool. That's why we're independent, not codependent. So self-empowered people don't test each other. That's just FYI. But they also are emotionally available and deeply available to themselves, because that's the part of why you can love. The 5D body type is a consistent ventral energy, just so we're clear, and that's why emotion intelligence, in this case, I'm not playing with words. I know what the soft skill is. It's not a soft skill. It's a badass skill. What's amazing is that once you get over all the cowards by the time you're 20, it doesn't really feel like you're doing anything. Even when you're 8 or 10 or whatever, I didn't feel strong or courageous when I was crying and saying, I'm going to stay open-hearted, okay? Just let's not drag no pain point around. Don't be the Zen master who really doesn't deserve the title, or another dude who says your brain can fall out of your asshole when he doesn't know how to actually wield two sides of his brain and take in information and learn from it, because he cherry picks what he likes and doesn't like. Masculines get irritated by the most idiotic of things. Feminines, on the other hand, well, the empowered ones, we actively are aware when we are getting in our fields. So when we're not mastered yet, we learn to get there. I have my own empowered feminine masculine. Okay, so I said I'm going to help people when I grow up, and I did decide law, nope, not that. Politics, nope, not that. I said yes, self-help, self-agents, mystic, consult, all of it, content, everything that's digital and beyond. And of course, our workshops, some will be live together and all that good stuff. We'll talk about that in the future. In the meantime, you're right here. So stay tuned, sit down, relax. When every human being needs to be loved, it's easy. You say yes, of course you do. But that doesn't mean you're friends with everyone. I wasn't friends. I never said yes. I always did not give him mixed messages. As I grew up, my men friends made me aware that once they fuck you, you're trash. You're not anything more than a fucking object. That's okay. We don't feel shame. The actual empowered females and men don't feel shame when they've consciously decided that they're going to basically, you can also just say sleep with each other. We're also not OCD, and that's really something that I've seen a certain amount of people being like very extreme. I'm sure it's not OCD, because the OCD, when someone has explained it to me, they're like, look, I know people tend to use this, but that's not how it works. I have had panic attacks, but I don't actually tell people it was excruciating. It was uncomfortable, but I have learned, thanks to scientists, wow, I know how to work with my panic story. This is really empowering. This is great. Okay, I told someone about it. Wow, okay, I wasn't saying it had to be easy or hard. That's called reactivity. So biologically rude people, they're selfish. And I learned how not to take it personally when I was a kid, because that's what the kids did. It's not personal. Okay, so I'm very good at actually being able to be emotionally mature with my 0-8-year-old, you see? So we all have child parts. That's why we like to get together for the mindful mindset with mindsight skills practices. Besides working with anger and fear and sadness the healthy way, we also have surprise, happiness, and disgust. We're always happy because we have our ventral energy on. So that's why people, they support each other. So we are like-hearted, and therefore we support each other to understand that the ones who are not like-hearted, it's because they're closed-hearted. We're open-hearted, they're closed-minded and closed-hearted. They're actually in what is their only strength, and it's very unfortunate because, again, those who don't want to be helped will not be helped, and then they come and say to people like me, you're too serious, you're boring, and it's, yep, securely attached, non-traumatized people. That's actually how coaches will talk about it. It's not boring to be a very consistent, reliable, emotionally speaking and mentally speaking human being, because that's what we are. So when you're consistently reliable, it means that your mood swings aren't on and off like a little switch. You're not like in and out like some random human being who doesn't really know how to walk, even when they're not drunk, you know. So when they're drunk, okay, but when you're not, you're still doing it. So really, drunk, not drunk, it's tomato. No, it's the same thing. It's unfortunate, I know. Don't get me started. I told someone who said, but you know, you believe in Jesus like a prophet because you're raised with good Christian Catholic catechists, and I get it, you're promised and you know how to handle that, but I don't believe in him that way. He said, I believe in him as a philosopher, as a wise one, and you know, he didn't leave us how to help people. I said, yes, he did. Their heart, you don't unlock it for them, you just say, I can be here, and they choose, and if they choose, there you go. So Jesus didn't have the attachment trauma education. I do. Buddha didn't have it either. So there you go. That's why they didn't understand what was going on. Scientists explain why the kingdom of God is within everyone, thanks Jesus, and why the seed of enlightenment, thank you Sadhguru, is in everyone, and why they can not have to sit under a tree in order for their ventral vagal portfolio toning exercises and the mindfulness meditation. So we can walk a walk and talk a talk everywhere we want, because that's what a somatic empath. You getting it? Good. So the helping people, I support people to be their self like badasses, and then we have fun and laugh together in 3D 4D. Wow, there are entertainment, because movies are shit, because shame is all over that. Everything else that pretty much sits with drama is shit. And so instead what we do is it mean to make fun of people who don't want to get help, and actually they don't think that their child needs any saving? I'm just going to ask you, because I know there are those who say drama kings, drama queens is disrespectful. Go tell the people that I'm seeing right now, like, it's the 4D is all up and in it. I have, like, what is it, 2 or 3 people waiting on me. And this is not because they are actually on a spiritual or personal growth journey. No, this is actually not anything to do with it. These are people that are in my life in general. These are not people that come from YouTube. Guess what? I have 4D mystic friends. Oh, 3D too, and spiritual ones, and the other ones too. So you can call them whatever you want. But my point is, I have friends from all walks of life. One of them, every now and then, I have to like get in his face and be like, okay, I told you for the umpth time, you have heavy hands. You don't know how to play. You may be a grown human being. You ain't a grown human being. I can tell, because I have to repeat myself consistently with you. You're driving me crazy. But I love you. You're still my friend. So when somebody makes fun of you, I'm going to defend you, because, well, that's what friends are for good times and bad times. And just because we're annoying, we're not going to go anywhere. So see, when somebody so easily will make things out to be that, what is it, that they say the words friends and love and all that, and then they don't know how to handle splinters and ruptures. I mean, really, I have a twin, so for me it's all normal. I didn't realize how many grown-ups would be so upset at each other forever. And when I got canceled a couple of times, I'm like, okay, I didn't lose shit. I mean, really, I'm imperfect and flawed. I didn't realize people didn't understand how humans worked. But hey, that's life. That's life. That's what all the people say. Some people may, right? Yeah, so you are someone, even if nobody loves you, by the way, but that's because you're securely attached and non-traumatized. So once you're courageous and vulnerable, apparently crying like a big girl or a big boy all alone without feeling lonely actually helps you. And people who fuck in college and are lonely, and I tell them, don't do it, STDs, they still do it. And you know, more than just that, fraternities closing each other up in rooms, sororities. I mean, really, it's not the fraternities or sororities. I'm just like, where are the grown-ups? Like, they're actually adults legally. They're not adults. Their adolescent brain is all over the place. They need therapy. They don't want it. You can't make somebody go get help, but it's anything you respond to willingly becomes yours. Yes, said Guru. If you consciously respond to everything you come in touch with, the entire universe becomes yours. Yes. So, with that being said, those of us who do not have any kind of disturbance in our self-organization, we know when some of that actually is taking place. And like I said, it actually is nice to know that there are those who heal trauma seriously. They want to bring their A game, and they're all the ones who are inspiring human potential. Every 24 hours, that's all you got. No one is going to be nonsensical to themselves, but at the end of the day, those who walk a walk and talk a talk know how to be subjectively aware of themselves. So emotional intelligence, maturity, and mastery. That's why they're not managers of themselves. They're not even children of themselves. They're, in fact, actually the grown-up version. When the child of ourselves comes forth, it's like, okay, it's cool. We got other grown-ups around. That's the present prefrontal. So, yeah, you align with God, Source, Akashani Mundi as a 5D mystic. It's been fun. It's continuing to be fun. I got some downloads. I know where we're at. I mean, I already knew where we were at, but now I really know where we're at. And that was from a consequence of a conversation with a certain number of people. I was like, okay, we're there. Okay, that's good. That's good. That means we're past the toughest part, but we still have November, December. Yeah, the December, January, the ones who are making it sound like it's the end of the world. I mean, it's not the first rodeo. I've seen these before. I actually was very upset at something at a certain point because, I thought about it. I said, that's going to happen maybe. So, at the end of the day, candlelight illuminates damage beneath the feet with wave of lights. We all walk a different path. So someone who cares about where they're going, they lead with emotional, mental maturity and intelligence. The power is in our presence because we have the capacity to show up for ourselves and for others and to self-regulate. So nobody fucks with me or with our biosphere. And, at the end of the day, again, we'll be back with more tomorrow. And I hope that you get to enjoy your evening. Have a good one.